It's like, how do I play this lane against Caudal Beastmaster? I guess I'm getting my wand early. I want some regen. Like, get some null talisman components. Ajit's really thinking this through, but we'll go and have a look at some ward placements first. Fnatic just gonna have Pylai Die running his way out, getting this Obs ward for any rotations from the Tusk over towards the mid lane. Couple of Sunstrikes around the place. Both teams trying to get intel about lane positioning and who's going to be run where. So okay, so it looks like Clutch are just going to be putting their Terrorblade mid so that they can keep their supports moving. And I would guess that the supports are actually probably going to try lane mid a little bit. Like, we're going to see Tusk running at the Invoker. We're going to see the Winter Wyvern running at the Invoker. It basically comes down to, can Fnatic protect their Invoker, or will Clutch protect their Terrorblade better this game? Because I think that's really what this game is going to end up being. Who will get the bounty runes? Envy going to get scared away here. Hill gets blocked, but he's going to be fine. Looks like it will be 3 for Clutch and only the 1 for Fnatic. Abed gets the range creep out in front here. Faded might even overblock this a little bit. No, looks like he's going to be pretty much on the money. That's nice. Good position to be in. Save himself a couple of auto attacks worth of harassment from the Invoker potentially. And yeah, there's no way that there is no way that Abed gets that deny, unfortunately for him. Tried for it. Afromush already getting some stacks up from Pi. I don't know where all this Clutch gamer's health is gone, but yeah, they're not looking great. Ajit turning around onto Universe a little bit. Y'all already in there with the Winter's Curse. Arctic Burn. Winter's Curse is his ultimate div. Arctic Burn doing some damage. Oh, Pi getting clipped there. So lots of damage just being traded all over the place. Invoker not destined to farm all that well here, I think, initially against the Terrorblade, but once he builds up the points in the Exhort, once he gets his initial couple of items, I think Abed's going to be just fine. Alright. I like this adjustment from Clutch. I think they've done pretty well. Universe is going to get decent farm up here, I think, though. Oh, they've gone on to Afrobush at bottom. It's actually Pylai Die who might be the one in some trouble. Gets the disruption off. Envy still waiting for cooldowns, and one more touch from Skylark is going to end up drawing the first blood. He doesn't even have to back up. Nothing really that Envy can do to him here. Up top, they're hunting for DJ. Just a little bit of harassment. Ajit actually having to be pretty careful about what he does here. Bounce himself backwards. Courier even getting involved. But so far, Faded doing quite well on the middle lane. Ooh, they're going to rotate him. Pylai Die. He's got the disruption. Oh, the metamorphosis just fading. Alright. Faded's not going to take too much damage. Already 2 points up in reflection, in fact. A little bit more of a harassment build. Might give them some kill potential down the line against the Invoker if the Tusk rotates in, so could be nice. But with just 2-1-2, not that much kill pressure around the place. Afromush is going to TP down bottom and immediately reveal himself. Let's actually get the shard block onto Envy, who's still taking big damage. Good disruption from Pylai Die, opens up a bit of space. They're going to snowball forward, though. They still want this Envy kill. Skylark doesn't have the mana for a purification, though, and looks like that is going to be the end of that on the bottom lane. Ajit's still doing really well in denies, 8 and 7. Invoker, like I said, once you start to get these little items and start to get some damage going, can actually CS a little bit against the TB, though. Faded is giving him the business, though. Oh, I bet almost gets to the Courier. It will just get upgraded. I don't know if that was intentional or if that was just lucky, but either way, that was pretty value for Faded. Bunch of harassment there. Abed's actually gonna have to be a little bit careful once that next metamorphosis comes back off cooldown. I don't know if he's going to be keeping track of it, but he's already down at half HP. Envy does get the toss back onto the Omni Knight. Nice for him, but they can still drop the purification out of the Tusk. Afromush not going to stand his ground, though. I need just a little bit too tanky at this stage. I mean, look at this guy. He's got a wand, and he's already got 1100 health at level 4. Couple more reflections. Both of these heroes dropping somewhat low, but Abed does have the 2 points up in the quest to help keep him sustained. 4-minute rune's going to be popping up soon, and Clutch Gamers are going to abscond with this bottom wave. Pi does manage to get a little bit of aggro onto these neutrals. We'll at least get the range creep killed off there. And how is Universe doing? He's alright. Has just picked up a bottle, even though he does have the Keeper of the Light in his lane, but looks like DJ for the most part just sustaining his own mana pool. Aftermush with the wraparound. Like I said earlier, they do have this Metamorphosis, but they've also got a hasted Universe. And Aftermush with no TP scroll looking quite dead at this point. Best opportunity is probably to... Oh, I thought it was going to be deny himself the neutrals. Instead, he manages to push himself down onto the low ground. Looks like he will just get chased down. Almost got in range there, I think, for the snowball away, but there was no way to escape the Universe Beastmaster with a haste rune. Almost a very nice play, though. He's also going to realize that there is vision on this angle. There's no way that they just randomly run at him like that, but... What can they actually do? Abed getting blocked in. Metamorphosis Terrorblade right up in his face. He's going to try for the TP out. He's actually evading hits uphill. Baited, unfortunately, is down on the low ground, and Abed going to be just fine. Didn't even TP all the way back to base, just TP to the tier 1. And Highlight Eye going to be playing a little bit of Terrorblade this game. Why not? Does instantly loses illusions. TB is still the real TB. Enemy getting chunked. Skylark has picked himself up a bottle here for a little bit of extra sustain. And y'all with the stabbing in from the side, looking like he just wants to get an observer ward down somewhere. Probably behind the tower. Ooh, Sunstrike on mid. Faded almost gonna get caught by that, but I bet just a little bit off the mark. Ooh, they're going on Envy. Nice shard, but he still gets around it, not completely blocked out. Even if the tree had blocked him, he's got the Quelling Blade. So he would have been okay. Envy going for the same kind of build that Abed did in the previous game. Maxing out the tree grab first. Ooh, and Abed dead on mid. Rotation in from Yalt. They don't have the Metamorphosis, but they don't need it. And down he goes. Just the Reflection plus Splinter Blast plus Arctic Burn. And that is going to be some nice farm time for the Terrorblade. He's even got the Catapult still alive, so I can get some damage on this tier 1 tower. Highlight Eye. Ooh, can they get in range? Can they slow him down? Skylark just barely on the edge of the degen aura there. And Pi does have the disruption at the ready as well, so he's going to be okay. They're going to try and cancel his clarity. Off the mark. But both teams seemingly content to just kind of grab farm. For now, pretty farm heavy game actually across the board. Quite high CS in a couple of different lanes. Abed is going to be going for the Midas. I have seen some people advocating for no Midas Invoker recently, getting like Aquila, Treads, buying a Medallion or a Solar Crest early on, and then just going Ags. But I think this is what Abed is comfortable with, and I think this is the right way to play given the lineup that Fnatic is running, where the plan is just spoon feed Invoker farm until he's huge, and then have him take over the game. And Midas definitely going to help with that situation. They've also got tons of ways to stall the game themselves. Both teams have pretty good deep push. DJ in a bit of trouble. Ajit, level 6, jumps in. Oh, he pops the shrine, but it's not going to be enough. Universe tries to turn around and lay in with the axes a little bit, but it's not really enough. Ajit has already used all of his points. He doesn't have the Dream Coil available to him. 3, 1, and 2. And we will have a Debs level 6. We can try and set up some Sunstrikes that way. Pi going for a slightly more damage-oriented build as he's picking up the Shadow Poison. I don't know how farmed he's really going to end up being with his 1 CS so far, but I think realizing that this team doesn't actually have that much damage overall. DJ clearing out some stacks, but Yol is also getting involved on the party, stealing a little bit of experience there. Now they've jumped on Abed once again on the mid lane after Mush with these rotations on the Tusk, making life very hard. No point up in the Wex to be able to Ghost Walk. And this Terrorblade versus Invoker mid has actually worked out really nicely for Clutch. Looks like they won't be able to push too much more. Shadow Poison spam adding up along with the Illuminate. Yeah, they're making life difficult. So I don't know if the plan for Fnatic is, hey, we're just gonna have our own Terrorblade this game. We're gonna have a Shadow Demon, and we're just gonna spam disruption on TB and have him hopefully kill himself. Turns out that this whole time the counter to Terrorblade was Terrorblade. Oh, they got a Veil on this puck. Ajit doing very well for himself up here. No bottle or anything, just rushing into the Veil. Envy is going to be going for the Shadow Blade first. Pretty much exact same build that we saw Abed go for in the previous game. And we will have some Ancient stacking going on. I guess Fnatic do kind of have some tools to be able to clear this. We'll see who actually ends up taking that. Might have to be a team effort. Some cleave from the Tiny, some access from the Beastmaster. Everybody getting involved. That's still not a very fast Midas for Abed here with these 2 deaths so far. How many points is that in reflection? That is maxed reflection from your old pal Terrorblade. Being a big nuisance. Skylark has just picked up some arcane boots. And yeah, this Fnatic aggro dual lane thing has actually been very well dealt with by the Clutch Gamers draft. They seem like they know what they're comfortable with doing. And they're also kind of pressuring DJ a little bit. Y'all's coming and stealing some experience here and there. You know, doing damage with the Arctic Burn. I think he might get caught out by this. There's going to be a Roar. Should be a Sunstrike to follow it up. Are they going to be able to give that kill to the Invoker? No. Unfortunately, it is just going to end up being the Beastmaster who grabs it at the end of the day. Envy does come over with those points in the tree grab and looks towards his Ancient stack. This is a pretty cute strategy. It doesn't really matter if Tiny sacrifices, well, if he gets more points in tree grab early. If he's got an Ancient stack to clear, no attacks to finish it. He does get disrupted. Aframush almost brought down, but does get into the Cold Embrace, though. Looks like that might just set him up for Envy to knock him down. The Universe even coming in with one last swipe of the axe, and it will end up being a 1-for-1 at mid lane, though. Still, pretty good for Clutch. Anything that they can do to shut down this Invoker. I said it was going to be, you know, who manages to protect their big farmer. And so far, it has definitely been Clutch Gamers doing a little bit better job of setting up their Terrorblade. And Envy is actually really low. Y'all finds him up here on the high ground. Nice disruption from Pi. Envy is actually gonna thought about running in there and trying to lay down a combo. All right. Ooh. Attempted Sunstrike at mid. Universe pinging for something. Can they finish this kill? He gets into the Cold Embrace, and now the puck is TPing through. He's got the Dream Coal ready. Needed to wait for that Roar before going for the Sunstrike. Oh no. Yep. Abed's having a slightly shakier Invoker game. Man, right as I praise Abed's Invoker, right? It's like, oh yeah, I think Invoker is a bad hero, but Abed Invoker is really good. And he tried Sunstrike, y'all. He didn't have any vision on that at all. That was actually a pretty nice attempt. But like right as I praise his Invoker, and the big reason that I'm praising him is how Abed's Invoker was versus Newbie at Dream League Season 9. Like his Invoker was absolutely insane that game, and I thought for sure that things would be looking good this game. DJ gonna get his TP canceled, will be brought down, and Clutch Gamers Metamorphosis is on cooldown, but they're looking for this bottom tower. Envy with the Shadow Blade running forward, but what can he actually do? He doesn't have the maxed out toss just yet. Can he kill Sunstrike? Avatar's combo, but looks like the Sunstrike may have not connected. He gets the Sunder off just in time. Envy slightly off the mark with that setup, and now Skylark just chases forward. Envy is slowed to a crawl as they look to finish him off. A couple more auto attacks will do it. Faded is blocking himself a little bit with this illusion, but he still gets the... There's the killing spree for him, and that should easily set up Clutch Gamers to be able to grab this bottom tower. And Abed's even dead on mid one more time. Ajit and Aframush making his life a living hell. Invoker's just so hard to play against Tusk. He gets up in your face, and then you have no way out. Still doesn't even have the Midas. Another 200 gold to go. Once DJ gets the Force Staff, they might be able to help out the Invoker a little bit more. And I mean, they can still slow down this game, though I'm not sure if Envy's Tiny is going to work out in quite the same way that Abed's Tiny did in the previous game. It's the exact same idea, right? You put the Tiny in the side lane and then give him some good farm to begin with, so you can sort of bring your true one position into the game a little bit later on. But so far, Envy's Tiny not quite matching up, and Clutch Gamers just moving so nicely and still finding tier 1 towers even against this lineup that they're playing into, with the Shadow Poison spam, the Invoker defending, the Keeper of the Light Illuminate spam, the axes. It's impressive that they're still managing to keep on marching forward. TP's already got his S and Y now, so he's going to be a little bit less vulnerable to these tiny pickoffs. They're going to have to make sure that they land those Sunstrikes. I bet at least does finally have his Midas, so on his way to some boots. I'd say on his way to his Aghanim Scepter, which he also is, but gotta take a little stop for some shoes first. Envy and Universe, they want to set up these Sunstrike kills. They spot Skylark, there's the Roar, try and give it to the Invoker. No, Envy just takes it for himself, but now he's gonna get caught out. We've got the Curse, Object with the Silence. He's tanky, but I don't think he's getting out of this one, and they're not even willing to commit any further ults to bring him down. Envy does do some decent damage to y'all, but he'll be just fine. Envy gets that kill, but then dies, so I would say that that was still pretty decent for Clutch overall. Net worth change actually favoring Fnatic a little bit, and I guess it is also space for Abed to be farming. Level 7, actually doing pretty decently for himself here. Though I guess it is 15 minutes into the game. It just feels a little bit slower because of all the deep push going on. Skylark even picking up an 8th lens here on the Omni Knight. So very much, hey, I'm just here to protect Terrorblade, and pretty much nothing else this game. DJ, Force Staff finished, working on that Ags. Just getting jumped on here. There's the disruption coming through. Dreamcoil also getting traded in the opposite direction. Aftermood comes in, lobs down the shards. Pi looking like he's accepting his fate, but does want to try and get this puck kill. I think 1 or 2 more stacks of the poison, and it would have been close. And oh, they're also hunting for Universe. He doesn't have a TP scroll. Skylark might find him in the trees here. Yep, does spot him. Universe going to keep on running, but I don't see any way out for him at this stage. Going to give it to the Terrorblade. Well, they can give it to whoever they want. Universe is not ready. And yeah, they're going to give it to the Terrorblade for sure. Faded gets that one served up to him on a silver platter. And the Clutch Gamers, only a 2k net worth lead at the moment, but really moving around the map nicely, finding these kills. And Fnatic doing what Fnatic do best. Pushing lanes and buying time. PG with the Illuminate. Airblade straight into the Metamorphosis. Skylark tank in the tower. Blinding Light's gonna make... Well, it's gonna slow this down a little bit. And Envy actually making some pretty good progress onto this top tier 2. Not all that afraid of y'all when it really comes down to it. And yeah, one more swipe's gonna do it. Down bottom, just jumped in, but he's actually being roared up. Nice defensive play from Skylark, keeps him alive. They got the Dream Coil out into 2. They want this DJ kill if they can get it, but he's got the Force Staff to get a little bit further away. Aftermood continues the pursuit, but no one else can really get in here with some damage. Skylark, how long until the Purification? It comes off cooldown just in time. Faded does actually have a Sunder, able to turn around onto those Pylai Illusions, heal himself back up. He's just going to be heading back to the fountain, doesn't want to risk anything, and does not want to risk getting caught by Envy on the way out. They see him right on top of this Observer Ward. And now they dust him up. Envy's actually in trouble. The dust isn't going to last that long. I think it's going to last less time than his Shadow Blade. He's just waiting it out. Yeah, there you go. Now he emerges. Avatos combo onto a couple, but can he actually kill anyone off before he gets right-clicked down by Ajit? He will not be able to. All right. Clutch Gamers, 10 kill lead. Finding some more nice pickoffs. Abed's continuing to farm, but they need somebody else on the team to start doing something. Just to start doing something. They've used a couple of roars now to no avail. Envy's rotated a little bit. I mean, the one successful kill. I don't even want to call this top kill a success because it just wasn't a free pickoff. And Pi doing his best to maintain some control over their side of the map. Keep some farming area up. Got some BOTs for Ajit. All right. Well, Fnatic are going to split push you. May as well pick up the travels and just shove it right back. It's very difficult for Fnatic. Well, actually, it's not that difficult for Fnatic to kill in this game. I take that back. Universe used the roar, but they just have to like raw sunstrike him now. They're sunstriking elsewhere. Oh, we should probably be watching here. DJ force staffing himself across. They did lose the Omni Knight over at mid. Yeah, This game's about to get very split up, I think. Fnatic are splitting for their Invoker. Pilot Eye going to get Dream Coiled at mid. Just going to go for the TP out. He's going to be okay. They were hoping to drop him low enough that the Dream Coil break would kill him, but no such luck. And in theory, he's decent against the puck, and he should be able to find solo kills on him, but Ajit has really eluded him so far this game. Skylark is picking up a medallion. More defensive items. They really want that Aegis for their Terrorblade if they can get it. Gonna pop the Metamorphosis for this even. Somewhat Fnatic-esque move. Sunstrike coming in, does scout this out. Fnatic in the area. DJ gonna start spamming it out with the Illuminate. Afromoosh ready to block the angle with the Ice Shards, and they're actually just gonna go hunting up onto the high ground. They put the ward down. They do get the Dream Coil out. DJ gonna try for the TP. Looks like he's gonna be okay. Fnatic just take this as space. Take this bottom tier 1. Pilot Eye is trying to cut some waves up top. Everybody's cutting waves. But back to Roshan for clutch. They do have... the medallion is helping, but is it enough? I think if Fnatic wanted to, they could actually come over here and spam things a little bit. They get the roar onto the Winter Wyvern. Sunstrike not going to find the kill, but Universe cleans it up. Roshan just about to drop, and there you go. Aegis on the Terrorblade. He's going to be going for a Scotty next. Looking like he wants to try and delay the BKB for a little bit longer, though I think he will have to... does he have to grab it eventually? Is he not just going to get every repel? You'd probably still get it eventually, right? Or maybe you just get Scotty Butterfly and just tank up. I did decent damage to him here, but I mean, decent damage is not enough to kill him. Is that a max out disruption just yet? No, only the 3 points. Terrorblade's not quite at the level of like Spectre where you just disrupt them and they kill themselves, but could kind of get towards that point. EJ, alright, Monolith is annoying, but non-lethal at this stage. Wasn't even bringing anybody in. I also don't think I've seen Fnatic moving people around too much with the Keeper of the Light just yet, though that might change once this Aghanim Scepter gets picked up by DJ in 25 gold's time. Nope, got mass problems again. I will say that much. And we haven't even had beginning of the game pauses. That used to be the SEA classic. The game begins and then you immediately pause for 30 seconds to a minute. Is it tactical? Is it the drafter going to go and use the bathroom? You know, we may never know, but it hasn't been happening today. It'd be nice. And Faded actually opts to complete the Hurricane Pike. Alright, Hurricane Pike BKB instead of the Scotty. Interesting. I mean, the mobility is certainly useful. Can help out his team defensively somewhat as well. I don't know if the plan is to use this all that aggressively, really. Like, Abba gonna get coiled here over at mid. Snowball forward. They've got the punch. They've got the damage. Abba doing everything they can. Almost gets y'all, but Skylark's there to help out. And that is the crowning jewel for Fnatic, getting killed off. Still going to be difficult for Clutch to push into the Keeper of the Light, but they've actually got this range creep. He survives, and Faded is going to commend his service by popping the meta and looking to bring down this tier 2 tower. Envy's going to go and cut this middle lane, but looks like they will end up losing their tier 2 tower, perhaps. Yep. Tier 2, 200 HP. They get the curse onto the Keeper of the Light. Could this pave the way towards the high ground? DJ's dead. Doesn't have a buyback. 45 seconds. But Clutch, they do have other problems to deal with. Top lane getting pushed in, and Envy not going to let them have another creep wave to try and make their way into the base. So, alright. Pickoff turns out to don't really have any reason to change their plan for the next little bit. Gem definitely going to be a very big pickup, especially in this kind of map control game that everybody's playing. Clutch are still just buying items to kind of beef up their Terrorblade. We're gonna get a Lincoln Sphere on the... Wait, is there a Lincoln Sphere on the puck? What's he going for? I thought he had a Lincoln's queued up, but apparently he's just buying a pipe. So it would appear that Clutch feel like they can actually go up onto the high ground relatively soon. Is this going to be a Sunstrike kill? All right, Abed on the board. There you go. But it looks like Universe might pay for this one with his life, after which finds the snowball onto him, and Faded slices and dices him up. Immediately TP's over towards mid lane, would like to kill off Envy, but they gotta be careful. They only get a couple of hits with that alacrity before they're forced to disengage. His mid tier 1 is actually, I would say, a reasonable thorn in Fnatic's side. It makes it really annoying that Envy can only cut the wave here instead of being able to cut the wave like here. I mean, we did see him cut it back there previously, but it's just dangerous when that tier 1 tower is still up there. But he's still doing it. He's Eternal Envy, so he must cut waves. Radiant Courier dead, and Ajit just killed Pi. Oh, alright. Fuck with the solo kill. He made a truce with DJ, but no such truce with Pi. Envy just gonna keep cutting waves. Gotta hit it once, Envy. Run! Oh, is he gonna go for a second one? No, he's TPing back. Clutch already have one wave though, so might still be able to grab this tier 2. How's that Invoker farm going? He's actually looking for this kill on the Winter Wyvern, pushes him back into the Sunstrike. Nice execution. I mean, the Wyvern did set himself up for that a little bit with the Cold Embrace, but still. Alright. Support's getting picked off across the map. Universe comes TPing in here with his Shadow Blade. Gonna be hunting for something. Fnatic actually chasing forward aggressively. They know that this Aegis is being reclaimed. Can they actually burst down Faded? They need some damage follow-up. Envy now coming forward, but they get their repel onto the TP. He's got Metamorphosis for a little bit longer. Envy in a world of hurt. He's trapped inside the Ice Shards, going mono a mono, but it's not really doing anything. And now Ajit has found a Dream Coil onto 2 on the backlines. Aftermoon jumping forward, has another shard relatively soon. The Aghanim Scepter is doing work, though, for Fnatic. They're able to stand their ground and keep on fighting. Faded, taking some damage off of these illusions. He needs to be careful. Can he get the Thunder off? He can't quite find a target. Highlight Eye in the trees. There's finally a Thunder coming through, but the Sunstrike kills off the Omni Knight. And now they've actually isolated Faded. They're stunning him up. They've got the Cold Snap. They're still surviving, and Abed finds a triple kill. Oh man, that Keeper of the Light Aghanim Scepter doing so much work. We can see the damage done, but we can't see the healing from the Caudal in that fight. And I think he did so much work. 4 Illuminates coming out of DJ. Fnatic doing a good job of stacking up for those, and Clutch still had some spells in reserve. Didn't manage to use the Winter's Curse or anything like that, but it's a pretty good look for Fnatic that fight goes so well, even without it really being like, it wasn't a perfect initiation or anything, right? The Terrorblade survived the initial jump, but then Abed able to kind of keep on kiting. Fnatic hunting for some more pickoffs. Ajit. His build looks so weird. Pipe on Puck. Did he even finish the pipe, or is he just going for that Lincoln Sphere? Looks like he's just going for the Lincoln Sphere. I think he was getting ahead of himself just a little bit with the pipe. I don't think they were... I don't think their big obstacle necessarily is getting high ground. It is going to be tough. Don't get me wrong. They do have to make a move on the high ground eventually, but first they got to actually get through Fnatic, which is going to involve surviving some pickoffs, actually getting these lanes out. Look at these illusions. Great is not having a fun time. Alright. Thunders himself back to full. Keeps on trucking. Ajit does have that Lincoln Sphere now, both for himself and for somebody else. Universe finds the kill on Yul down bottom. He already had the Roar on cooldown, but scouts him in the trees and down he goes. Clutch gamers feel like they are crumbling a little bit. They're not getting these lanes out very well. Fnatic are really setting up shop over on the dire jungle.
Regeneration.
Terrorblade's still up there on the net worth, but lots of, I guess, kind of utility items with the full Pike and the Lincoln Sphere. So not as strong as we do sometimes see him at this stage of the game. Fnatic with 3 up here. Playing around their vision. Did they have a gem picked up yet? They might. Yeah, they do have a gem on the Keeper of the Light. This vision game is going to be so difficult to play if you're Clutch. 5-manning a little bit behind their Terrorblade, but if they 5-man, they can't push out the lanes properly. They do have to send somebody. Ideally, it's the Puck. He's got a Linken's. He's difficult to kill. That should be the plan, but not quite working out. You can see top lane's already getting pushed in. Bottom lane's in an okay position for them. Dire Courier also going to be brought down. Pilot Eye not going to get away with that. He'll be brought down. Universe pushing things all the way in up top. Skylark does manage to find him with the dust. Universe, all he can do is just keep on running. Could consider breaking the invis, yeah, to go a little bit faster. They try to drag him out. Gets immediately canceled. He's just going to buy time. Run. Might roar and TP, perhaps. Could be an option, but no. Down he goes. But top lane's pushed all the way. But the creeps, look at this. They're actually taking pretty big chunks out of this tier 3. Ajit's attention getting forced over there. Clutch are looking for people down bottom, but Fnatic are already gone. They have all the information. They're winning the vision game right now, which is making it so easy to win the lane control game. Faded is still going to go for a BKB, I guess, feeling like he has enough damage. Abed's got that Hex now, so could start to see him hunting for the Puck before too long. Faded comes running in here. Abed just going to start comboing him down. I don't know if he can actually get this solo kill. There's the Hex. Skylark comes straight over with the blink, gets the repel out, and Abed will just be forced into the Ghost Walk. They've also got Ajit up here in the middle of a bunch of Fnatic heroes. Can they do anything about him? He focuses on the Pilot Die, gets the coil up, but Envy finally manages to get the Puck inside of a combo. That is the gem hitting the deck. Y'all manages to grab it. Pilot Die will be brought down by Faded. They do get the Wizard's Curse over under the Tiny. Envy about to be brought down. Throws out a couple more attacks onto Aftermoon, but that's about it. Puck did buy back for this. DJ Chanderscape, he's got his blink, needs to keep this gem in his possession, and they will do it. Abed still just over on the other side of the map with Universe pushing things out. And that was, I mean, if Clutch don't manage to force anything now, that Puck buyback not really accomplishing very much. Chad isn't even going to buy back. Faded only has a tiny bit of his Metamorphosis left. This is a dangerous call. Clutch, I don't know if this is the right decision. They're missing a couple of ultimates and they won't be able to fight once the meta is down. Envy's also got his buyback at the ready. EMP's going to come in. That's trouble for Faded. He does have a Force Staff to be able to get out, and with no Metamorphosis, I think that should be the end of this. They've actually got the lanes in an alright position. Have to stay together. Ajit, Hex, Snowball onto Abed, but I think this could be trouble for Aftermoosh. They also brought Ajit forward. They're going to drop the Dream Coil down. Abed just going to go for the TP out. Aftermoosh, can he get in there with the Walrus Punch? He won't be able to. Nice defensive play from DJ. Gets the pushback. And they will now actually be able to bring the Invoker back into the front lines. Abed's able to continue fighting, and Envy's just respawned naturally. No buyback forced. Universe also thinking about trying to take the fight. So long as the Metamorphosis is on cooldown, I think Fnatic can actually do something. And it's only a few seconds until daytime, which is where their lineup really starts to come alive. But they got lanes to deal with. So, Universe gonna show bottom. Envy shows up top. One of them can be brought over by the Keeper of the Light if a fight breaks out. Definitely something to keep in mind. As Clutch just trying to continue playing around this mid lane. They can't split up. They'd go for the smoke, but I think this may... Yeah, this was definitely scouted by the Beastmaster Hawk. So Fnatic know exactly what's going on. Envy knows that he's very unlikely to be the target, so he's going to keep on pushing out top lane. Creep's just going to do their thing down bottom, and Fnatic retreat into their base and over onto the other sides of the map. Envy getting dragged over to these neutrals, but he's still going to be okay. And Clutch Gamers are just being led on a merry chase. Oh, Baited now has the Metamorphosis back up, so potentially advantage back to Clutch. Who can they find? They've managed to catch out Pi. Another dead Shadow Demon. Just another day at the office for Pilot Eye. As DJ is trying to continue scouting for Envy. He wants this tier 3 tower. They're going to try and go for the drag back with the recall. Will they be able to cancel it? They won't. Envy gets some good damage down there, but Skylark actually managed to find DJ. Can he get the blink off? Looks like he should be able to. The snowball. And I don't think it's going to be quite enough range. The Ice Shards keeps him blocked in, though. And looks like DJ should end up losing his gem. He's going to try for the TP out. There's no mana on Aframoosh, actually, but they've got enough damage from the TP to finish that kill. Envy, playing full Rat Dota, does manage to finish the tier 3 tower and then TP himself out of there. Fnatic cannot find a kill, unfortunately, as Ajit just going to keep mid lane pushed out. If there's anything that Fnatic know how to do, it's play Rat Dota, and that is exactly what they're doing right now. Super even game in terms of net worth and experience. It's basically been that way this entire time. And Clutch, they want this Roshan so bad. They are foaming at the mouth to get this Rosh. About a third of Metamorphosis left. Looks like it might be enough damage. Still no Solar Crest just yet on the Omni Knight. 3k gold banked up on Skylark. Hasn't exactly decided what he wants. Will I die? Trying to maintain some control around here. Envy gonna go threaten those racks again. And Fnatic. Alright, they've got their Keeper of the Light back up now. Where is the Abed Invoker? He's coming across. They'll be looking for something, but Ajit's looking for him. He gets the Dream Coil down. I don't know if they're going to be able to save him this time. Cataclysm does decent damage and actually kills off the Omni Knight. Nicely comboed by Abed, but he's still in trouble. Faded has found him, and now he's chasing forward. Can they finish this Invoker kill? They won't be able to. Envy, meanwhile, is just taking the top lane of Rax. Universe is inside the bottom. And they do buy back onto the Omni Knight Universe with the Roar. Just going to go for the TP out. He's going to be okay. Now they've caught the Terrorblade. They haven't even finished Roshan yet. The supports will be able to escort him back to safety, but they've already lost the top lane of Rax. And Fnatic are just dancing circles around Clutch Terrorblade, trying to get his hands on anybody at this stage. Envy looks like he might also be brought down. They've got enough protection. He's blocked him by the Snowball. Blocked him by the shards, but there's a nice Force Staff out. Who Force Staffed him? Universe's Force Staff is off cooldown. Oh, he's out of there anyway. Ooh, Aframoosh next up, still pretty tanky. Roshan almost dead. Faded, just desperately trying to finish this one off. They need the Aegis, they need the cheese. Ajit still scouting, looking for something. They find DJ, same position that Abed was in a little bit earlier. The mass Force Staff helping to keep DJ alive. He's got another Illuminate that heals him up. Abed with the Deafening Blast, buying a couple more seconds, but they still end up losing the Coddle, and they still end up losing that gem. Trouble. Abed even gonna go scouting over on the shrine in case anybody TPs over here. Grab a little bit of farm in the interim as well. And yeah, Clutch gamers know they can't take this creep wave and march it down mid. They actually just have to go and deal with the side lanes.
I will commit this to memory. Purified.
Oh, I guess this is the way to deal with Terrorblade. He's not a problem if he can't ever get off of his side of the map. In fairness, their lineup is also pretty decent against TV in general. Like we're saying, Invoker is alright. Beastmaster and the Tiny at least put some pressure on him in the early to mid-game stages, and the Shadow Demon kind of brings up the rear in the later portions of the game. So, right now, Clutch gamers just having to do every little thing that they can to get these lanes pushed back out. Line's being drawn by the Terrorblade. He wants to go in via bottom. They're going to send the puck up to top, hoping that he'll be able to hold it up there for long enough, and then he'll be able to BOT in to join the rest of the team. Ajit does have to play a little bit carefully. There is always the potential that there could be an Invis Invoker right on top of him with a Cold Snap straight into the Hex, and then follow-up damage from there. But Faded is sick of the split push, and looks like he maybe wants a lane of racks of his own. Are they going to go straight up onto the high ground? That's the question. Aframoosh scouting around the corner. They've got the Hex now. They've got the Roar. Damage on the puck. Sunstrike, big damage. And the auto attacks from Abed finish that kill. Now Fnatic kind of have free reign over the Clutch Gaming base. And Clutch, all right, they're just going to go for it. They head in. They take out the tier 3, but the tier 4s are being hit. Abed's focusing it with the Alacrity. The TP's now coming back, but Fnatic just have to try and cancel everything that they can. Clutch do manage to get in here with numbers. Aframoosh blocking down Abed, but where's the damage? They still need the Terrorblade TP to complete. Faded now arriving. Abed trying to save himself with the Deafening Blast, but he's down. Y'all also manages to get the curse onto the Beastmaster. Fnatic forcing them back, but looks like overstaying their welcome a little bit in the Dire base, as they will end up losing to Envy. What is he doing down here? He's thinking about hitting some range drags, but alright. I still think that's okay for Fnatic. They're wasting time on the Aegis. They will eventually lose their shrines now, which is kind of annoying. And the TV is still getting very farmed as the game continues on, but Looks like, again, they will not really be punished for losing heroes. Ooh, dire scan reveals Envy's position, but he has blinked away. Looks like he's going to be okay this time around, but they're hounding him. And Afromusha with the gem, I think he's just barely got eyes on him. Spots Envy now. Nice shard block. Needs to be careful he doesn't just get punched down. He's actually pretty tanky on the tusk. He's going to be okay. Can't say the same for Envy. He's going to try for the TP out, but there's way too much damage in the Walrus Punch. Still held in reserve. All right, now it's all 3 cores dead. This is potentially where they do actually finally get punished. Terrorblade can push out bottom. The rest of the team can push out mid. And then they can link up on one of the 2 lanes and make another high ground attempt. Still 50 seconds to go for another Metamorphosis. Afromush still going to be scouting out and hunting for some more kills. Does run right past a Radiant Observer Ward there. They know what he's up to. Abed could afford to go and TP out to top lane or to mid, because they do have the Keeper of the Light to be able to bring him back, so his BOTs are even more useful. In this situation, he will immediately TP top. Is this creep going to survive? No, Ajit actually manages to find it and kill it just in time. That Illusory Orb speed coming in clutch there. Though Abed will be able to try that again in 35 seconds. Instead, he's just going to be forced to sit here and defend. Faded on the front lines. A couple of Terrorblade illusions being sent backwards to zone away the Omni Knight, but Faded really wants this lane of rack. Needs to be a little bit careful with his mana. He's going to end up getting EMP'd down. Abed needing to be careful. Can't afford to get jumped. Envy back in 20 seconds time. Fnatic have no split push pressure on the map right now. If they're going to take this fight, they're just going to have to take it the old-fashioned way. They do have a glyph available. Faded now popping the Metamorphosis. That will prompt the glyph from Fnatic. Centaur trying for the stomp there, Universe. Doing everything that they can to keep Faded trapped here. He's still got the Aegis for another 25 seconds, and Abed's back on the move. Heads over to top. He's going to push that out. Fnatic probably come running outside of the base just to try and cancel TPs potentially. But they need to be careful about how they do it. They will do it as a team. 4-man smoke. DJ can always bring Abed on the Invoker, so they can take this fight, and they're just going to keep on stalking out this Aegis, stalking out this Metamorphosis Terrorblade, and seeing how Clutch Gamers react to the pressure. Poking and prodding, and they did find something. Y'all getting left behind. Couldn't completely extract themselves cleanly from that situation, Clutch, and they don't even end up getting the melee barracks after all is said and done. Still a worthwhile excursion. They got the range, they got that shrine. They put some pressure on. That's gonna help equalize this bottom lane, like the constant pressure, at least a little bit, but they have to tread so carefully. Ajit already has, well, doesn't even have the 420 GPM talent yet, but has 6.3k gold. Envy going up into the face. I don't know what he was thinking, and now he's just dead. I guess he really wanted to get some more hits on this range tracks, but Afromush was standing there waiting for him. Alright. That's their tiny dead for another 80 seconds. EJ's working towards yet another Hex. Pylai has Blink Dagger queued up, but saving buyback. There are probably a lot of heroes saving buyback right now, yeah. Clutch hoping to keep the dream alive of moving out of this group in the #1 spot. Still, the seeding is important, but there's no elimination here in these groups, and we're still in the upper bracket. The stakes are not that high, but still a very precariously balanced game, and this could open it all up. Abed's in trouble. Gonna get Dream Coiled. That gets immediately broken. They were trying to save him with the Force Staff, but now Abed is dead for 100 seconds. Clutch Gamers, Afromush making so many plays for the team. Pylai also trying to escape, but he gets caught. He's gonna get right-clicked down. One more from Ajit. And now at bottom, DJ also in some trouble. He's already used the Blinding Light and the Force Staff, but Faded just wants the lane of racks. He gets it. Buyback force out of Pylai dive. They do have a creep wave coming soon, and Faded might just look to commit over on the mid lane of racks. He wants to see these buybacks coming out, and alright, they do go for it now. Abed, what can he do? He's got the Tornado, he's got the Sunstrike ready. Cataclysm, maybe thinking about it. Afromush still pretty tanky though. They're looking to get sent skywards. He's only got the 1 life here, but he does have a BKB and a Sunder. Envy still pressuring inside of the base. Ajit doesn't have the Dream Coil for 4 seconds. Couple of crits from Envy, but gets immediately Winter Cursed up. And now he's getting Dagon down. The Cataclysm's coming through. Ajit's actually going to get killed off by that. He buys back immediately. Can't afford to let Y'all have to fight this one out by himself. Envy's still fighting this one out over at mid lane. The Terrorblade is taking Rax. Envy, one more auto attack, brings him down. The Terrorblade is the only dire hero inside of the base. He's already used the BKB. He still has the Sunder. Fnatic kiting him around in circles. They net him down. They're looking to finish him off. Can he find something to Sunder? Pilot Eye just going to try and let the illusions do its job here. Faded, can he get the Sunder off? He won't be able to. He gets brought down. They did manage to get the secondary lane of Rax. TB going to buy back immediately. They know that there's no Invoker. Still dead for 80 seconds time. Fnatic going to have to defend without him. There's one tier 4 dead inside of the dire base. Clutch. What can they actually do? Envy's still inside the dire base as well, running past the sentry ward. Y'all spots him, but he gets the blink off. Still playing ring around the Rosie. Skylark also finds him. All right, Envy's dead here. They now have to go and rejoin their team mid as soon as possible. Envy's, I guess he's kind of bought some time here, but now he's going to be dead for 125 seconds. Afromoosh still trying to make something work. Faded's got a double damage, but no meta for 60. Nobody knows what is going on anymore. Everybody is torn between end the game right now versus we have to try and defend. The push from Fnatic isn't really there anymore. Universe is the only one who could try and BOT into the base and end the game himself. They're bouncing this Terrorblade around. He's going to focus onto the tier 4s. There's no Radiant Glyph. It's down for 28 seconds. Invoker down for 22. They have to delay as long as they possibly can. Afromoosh going to get roared up. He gets Dagon as well. They're looking to burst him down. DJ with a level 4 Dagon. Universe not dead just yet and just going to force staff himself up into the fountain. 10 seconds to go on this Invoker. Terrorblade. This buyback may have been a step too far, and I think he's now realized it. Faded. Won't be able to get the meta back up before the Invoker respawns. But they still want to try and end the game right here, right now. Invoker respawn getting pinged out. Abed's going to buy himself a BKB. Still needs to be a little bit careful. Going to drop the Winter's Curse on his head. He might be able to get the blink out of this, though. Abed spamming it for dear life. He gets the blink off, and now he pops the BKB. Might be able to get back into the base. This is a 10-second BKB. He gets into the Ghost Walk. And do they have any detection? It looks like they did not. They're also chasing the Terrorblade on the other side. Faded needs to be careful. This is splitting into 2. And now Universe is inside of the base. Fnatic going to try and hold them here. TPs are now coming back from Clutch Gamers. They're getting torn apart. Can they cancel Faded's TP? Nope. This game is getting insane. Still less than a 1k net worth lead. Pretty much the same on experience. Everybody completely on edge. Faded is looking towards a rapier. If Abed had died there, that probably would have been game, but it goes to show you that Winter's Curse, sometimes a little bit of an unimpressive ability if there's nobody there to hit him. I guess he's lucky that he didn't have any Forge Spirits, right? Otherwise, he would have been in big trouble. All right. Oh, and Roshan's also respawned. Oh my god, Refresher Shard for Terrorblade, potentially. Faded's gonna have to do some inventory management here. I don't know what he's actually gonna hold on to. Those BOTs might be getting backpacked before too long. Fnatic also gonna smoke up. We're gonna switch it to... Oh, I think I already had it on buyback status. Barely any buybacks left. You die now, you're potentially dead for the rest of the game. Envy's going towards the base. They don't really have any pressure to disable the backdoor protection, but these creeps are going to be getting there soon. And Envy still really wants this range Drax. Is he gonna go for it? Envy? I'm watching the minimap. Are they going for it? They get the disruption onto the TB. He's gonna be okay. He's got his buddy Skylark there to help him out, but that Monoleak is super annoying. Ajit forced the TP back and defend. Got some BOT2s, so he'll be able to rejoin his team before too long. This game is just all over. I'm not even really looking at anything other than the minimap at this stage. They're hunting for Yul. He's got a blink. He doesn't manage to get out, though. Envy finds him with the Avalanche. They're going to lose the Winter Wyvern. Dead for 80. Abed's pushing that bot. Did he go for the Tornado cooldown? He did indeed. 14-second cooldown on that business. Clutch a little bit of Chakra Magic sprinkled in there, potentially. Getting pretty scary. DJ, does he have his Dagon 5 just yet? No. He's one of the few people with buyback, so he's going to be holding on to it. Universe is also going for Mass Dagon. This is the Terrorblade counter, apparently, ladies and gentlemen. So they managed to find it is Universe. Maybe a little bit of a miss micro. He's stuck in the middle of all of his creeps. They're going to mass force stab him away, along with the blinding light, potentially keeping him alive. Nice team play out of Fnatic. And Universe, the best thing that he managed to do there was turn around so that they could get those force stabs off. He's going to lose his entire army. Game getting very tense. Envy just hoping that he's not being hounded by the puck, who has been a thorn in his side this entire game. Mr. Wyvern's still dead for 20 seconds, but Envy has to reconsider pushing that high ground. And Fnatic not feeling confident to try and head into the Roshan themselves. They don't want to give up any pressure on these lanes. They've slowly but surely pushed all of these lanes over to the Clutch Gamers base. Some Sunstrike harassment on the Omni. He's going for a Hex. Everybody wanting that little bit of extra lockdown. Envy getting taken over to the pit. Are they just going to take the rush on themselves? Looks like that's going to be the plan. Just taking away the Aegis and the Refresher Shard from the Terrorblade is so important, but Abed now being scouted. Do they have the detection? They've actually got the gem on Afromerch. Now the Dream Coil comes out. Abed, it is an Aghanim set to Dream Coil as well. He can't afford to break this. He gets the tornado out onto both of them. Invokes the Deafening Blast. He's trying to buy time, and now it's Universe who arrives, looking for the turnaround. Afromerch is in some trouble. Y'all might be able to save him with the Cold Embrace. He does do so. They do get the curse onto the Invoker. This time around, he won't manage to get his Blink Dagger off, and he has been bursted down. Skylark, Ajit, everybody from Clutch surrounding him, but Envy's actually just going for the base. He finally found that range Drax that he's been looking for the last 15 minutes. And he will get out of it, but he actually gets dragged into the middle of Clutch. They're still here. DJ may have just killed off Eternal Envy. Faded gonna say thank you very much for that one. And they're gonna head straight down mid. Can they kill this wave? 4 creeps. Potentially the difference between Clutch Gamers ending this game right here, right now. Universe looks like he's gonna try and maybe go for the end. No, he comes back to defend. Still 60 seconds dead on the Invoker. Terrorblade. The Glove Screen popped. The Metamorphosis doesn't have too much duration left. He's going to pick up a Desolator. Will he be able to wander his way over? They're still working on it. The Blaster coming through. Highlight Eye going to get the Disruption out. What can he actually do? The Terrorblade taking so much damage off of these illusions. Skylark doing his best to keep him alive. The Dagon spam also coming through. They need this next creep wave. Ajit still right-clicking. 37 seconds on the Invoker. This Caudal is such a nuisance, but they can't seem to find him. Faded does have a Sunder. Doesn't really matter too much. Pilot Eye jumping away. They're kiting. They're holding him at arm's length as best they can. He's going to pop the BKB and just go for it. Abed actually now has a buyback of Faded gets the secondary tier 4, but what can they actually do? They have to get out of here cleanly. The Tornado's going to catch at least one, but the Terrorblade's still all right. Skylark surviving. Pilot Eye, super fast snowball into the base. He gets brought down. DJ kiting backwards. Faded trying to find a target, but they can't decide if they need to stay or if they need to run for dear life. Tornado spam continues. Clutch Gamers, 50 seconds for a Metamorphosis. Pilot Eye doesn't manage to get the disruption out of the TB. The Lincoln Sphere was there once again. The blinding light pushback going here, there, and everywhere as Envy will be respawning soon. And the creeps are now inside of the base. The tier 4 is about to take damage, and Skylark calls the retreat. They spam get back. Looks like everybody's TP will complete successfully. And Clutch Gamers have now left Fnatic with an exposed throne. Roshan still stands, and multiple buybacks now coming back up. Fnatic want this Aegis for their Invoker if they can get it. TB's buyback a mere 4 gold away. He's got it now. He picked up a Refresher Orb a little bit earlier. I didn't even catch that, but I guess that's how they fought, and then also still had meta to go and do stuff to the tier 4s. Double damage Terrorblade. Oh lordy. Alright. There's the Metamorphosis, and he gets pushed immediately out of the pit. DJ is such a pest on this Keeper of the Light Envy. Heading down towards bottom. That top wave still pushing in non-stop. Tornado inside of the pit. Faded in some trouble. He's committed the BKB to try and finish off the Roshan, but it's a little bit too tanky. And now Envy's inside of the base, hitting onto the melee racks. Y'all gonna keep him here with the Arctic Burn. Good decision from Clutch to leave somebody in reserve. It looks like that will net them a kill on Eternal Envy, but they have to get everybody else out, and they might not be so lucky with Ajit. He's got a super long jaunt away. He will make it. Envy now buying back. Fnatic themselves committing for the Roshan as Clutch try and gather their forces. The tier 4 tower is going to take damage. Fnatic might just go for the end. Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, Universe inside the base. He's going to get Winter's cursed up. They can't be in 2 places at once. Clutch Gamers splitting up a little bit. What can they actually find? Universe is dead. He's still going to buy back, and he knows that Faded really wants his Aegis. He realizes he gets tossed outside of the pit. He can't even get back in. Roshan's still alive, though. And it's 3 Clutch Gamers heroes in there. Full Sunder. Universe looking for the roll. Who's he going to find? He pushes them out. The Refresher Shard is on the ground. Who managed to grab it? Faded didn't get any. Oh, he's actually got the Aegis. He did get something. Buyback from the puck. That's 2 buybacks from Clutch as they get straight back into this fight. Faded just wants to get away with the Aegis if he can manage it. Oh my god, this is a Fnatic game and a half. All right, another Sundered. Terrorblade's got the talent. He's back to full HP. Still does not have a meta for 70. Fnatic, do they have a glyph? They do not. They have to defend as 4. But they do have a refresher orb on this Invoker. Abed, we've seen him pull off some combos in the past. Can he do it here when his team needs it the most? Fade is actually dead. The illusions along with the Dagon Universe jump forward, but is he going to die for this? It looks like he might do so. He's getting Glimmer caped up, but they still got the gem. They get the pushback. Universe still running, but now he's dead. 123 seconds. Abed first BKB. Gonna pop the Cataclysm. Might have a second one coming in before too long. Faded actually lowering his life. He needs to be careful. He's half HP. Pylai doing what he can. Afromoose just right-clicking the Ancient. Faded doing the same. They get the disruption out one more time, and it looks like Skylark couldn't actually get the ultimate onto the Terrorblade. He does have a Thunder for him. They're doing the damage. Ancient's dropping, but the other Ancient is also low. Abed's going for it, but it looks like it should be Clutch who win it. In the end, Clutch takes the victory. I think Fnatic could have tried to fight for it at their base, but oh my god.